Welcome back to Life Talks. This is Brian and Melissa. And my wife texted me the other day, and I was at work, and you were still at home. And what were you trying to do that upset you?
I was laying in bed trying to have a relaxing morning, and that failed when I tried to go pay my credit card bill. Okay, so here's the thing. So we use our credit cards, but we always pay off the balance, so we're never paying interest, right? So I go in to pay my credit card for this month, and for some reason, there was a remaining balance from last month, even though I paid it off. Brian, why?
Okay, and funny enough, I mean, I understand. Okay, we'll get into that. But that morning, before you even got up, and, because it was payday for us, so we were like, oh, let's pay our bills, whatever, and, do our mortgage and all that good stuff. So I went to pay mine, and I'm like, I'm expecting, it's going to be $200, but it's always more than that. You guys know this, right? It's always more than you expect. Like, how did it get so high? So mine was $428, a good chunk of my paycheck. So I'm like, how could it be? I just paid this thing off literally 2 weeks ago when I got paid, I always pay it off, right, every time I get paid. So I'm like, what did I charge in 2 weeks? So I started going through it, trying to crunch the numbers, and what can I say? I mean, it seems like all the charges that are on there are ones that I actually did, but it always seems like it's more than that because it seems like some of the balance you're paying off from the prior month never actually got cleaned up in the last payment, right? All right, not that I don't understand how this works, right? So if you make a credit card payment today, you're going to wipe out charges probably from a few days back and back, So there's going to be charges that happen maybe today or yesterday or the day before. They're not actually under statement yet. They're still processing. And that is the wiggle room, right? So that's why you're not always cleaning your balance. Does that make sense?
Unfortunately, yes. But it makes me want to kind of shove my head through the glass door. Because if they say no balance, it should be pending, right? There should be some pending charges. And am I not seeing those pending charges? Am I not looking at those? What's going on there?
That makes me wonder because you should see them processing. And sometimes I do see the pending charges. So, and a lot of times you go to pay your card off and you're like, well, I know I didn't go to the grocery store. I just been working all week. I haven't been anywhere. I didn't even fill up my tank since Monday, and you pay it off, and then magically, you don't clean off that prior balance. I don't get it. So it makes you question. It leads you to where? It makes you go, are they ripping us off? Do you think these companies are ripping us off? I'm Visa, I think is mine. And what are you using?
I think I have a Visa as well. I can't remember.
But generally, you're using which card?
Citi,
right?
Citibank.
Double Citi or whatever it is? Okay.
Citibank Double Cash.
So, do you think the company's ripping you off? Are they sneaking some by?
Well, I mean, I don't think they have to do anything crazy to rip us off. I think that's just how it's set up, is to rip people off. That's how they make their money.
Okay, I mean, is the charging system, the math calculation,
No, that's probably right. It's probably right.
It probably is.
Because they wouldn't be able to get away with it for this long, right?
These are major companies, right? We're not talking about Bob's credit system. This is Visa, right?
No offense, Bob.
These are public companies, so if they were screwing around, they're gonna be called out, no doubt. And that's hard to think wow, you mean this $428 is accurate? What did I do in the last 2 weeks besides work? So anyways, now there's auto charges on there, right? So my silly internet of $75 was on there. So different things like that are going to happen automatically. So it's not always when you're just going to the store and charging. There were some gas fill-ups, and gas prices are they're kind of high. But still, I couldn't even add it up. I was running out of time. I had to get to work basically. So I ran out of time. Okay, so we're gonna check it out. We think they're honest, but this is our deal. We're starting an experiment. What is this experiment?
So I'm not using my credit card. You're not either, are you?
No intention to use it anytime soon.
Right, except for those auto charges, right? So we're just going to be tracking our charges on paper or on our notes on our phone and just using...
Yeah, let me clarify. Tracking charges that happen automatically. So the internet charge that's already an auto pay and it's going to hit my credit card, we'll track those. But otherwise, we're just going to go with the debit card. And then, that should be it, right? And we don't really have a lot of cash on us. Maybe we should start carrying cash and paying with cash. But debit card is good enough, or write a check. Mm-hmm. So... effectively, we should be able to call out any charges that pop up on the next month bill, right? Now, here's the deal. We just paid the bill yesterday, both of us. So we should actually log in today or tomorrow because there's going to be some charges on there, I bet, from the prior period that are going to make us mad that did not actually get wiped out. So there'll be charges from last week that we thought we paid. So we need to still wipe out those those goofballs, and then we'll be on a clean slate from whatever the weekend on.
Right, because basically I just really want to get to the bottom of this. Like, why am I always getting these previous balance charges every single month, even though I pay it off completely every single month? So hopefully this little experiment will give some clarity. Maybe it'll teach us that we don't need to use a credit card, or maybe it'll teach us to pay in a more efficient manner.
Absolutely. So let us know if you can relate to this. If you feel like you always are paying a balance. What? Did I not clean that thing off? I mean, I want to see, don't we always want to see the zero? Like, yeah, you made a payment of $428, and you know what? It's Tuesday, 5 days later, and you haven't done anything, and it's still zero. That's what you want to see, you know? So that's our goal. The experiment, yep, we'll be checking back in. We'll mention on a YouTube app coming up, but we'll also be posting our progress on Instagram to see if we are getting that zero number and how things are going by just using the debit card, the paper tracking system. And yeah, there's the plan. Final thought, the credit card in itself, should we be using it? Dave Ramsey would say no, right? Dave Ramsey, financial guru. And that guy and his team, they know what they're doing, you know? Here's some of his arguments that I recall. So if you use a credit card, it takes away the pain factor. Okay, so if you're paying with cash, you feel that sting. Like when you hand the cash over for gas or a restaurant or whatever, you know, impulse buy, that hurts. You're like, oh my, there goes my money. Easier than just like swiping the card and be like, meh, you know. Now, here's the deal. Why do we use a credit card? We go back and forth on this, honestly, because, all right, people are like, oh, you're going to get the rewards. You might as well get the rewards. It's true. You just got $30 in rewards, right? No, it's not going to make us a millionaire. But it's like, if we're going to be paying stuff anyways, and the stores are charging anyways, a lot of times premiums because they know people are going to use their credit card, you might as well, you know, basically get the rewards. It's a system, right? We're sucked into the system.
That just paid for our lunch today, essentially.
Right, it did.
Because we use it to pay bills and pay groceries, stuff like you said that we have to buy anyways.
Here's the deal, though. I would love to turn the tide because literally credit card companies are making so much money off of us. Even if you don't know, even if like us, we never pay interest because we always wipe out our bill, right? So we never getting hit with charges.
Supposedly, we wipe out our bill.
But what's happening is every store, every restaurant, everywhere we go, those stores are getting charged. If you don't know, I don't even know what the rate is anymore. I used to do this for an accountant, but it was like 4, 5, 6%. If you pay with a credit card. Hence why some gas stations will give you 10 cents off if you use a debit card, because they're getting hit with charges every time you use a credit card. Now those places are they're gonna take their credit card. Some say like under $10 if you're not even taking a credit card, because they're getting hit with too many fees where it's like it's not even worth for them to use the credit card. But most places, like we know in the world, will take a credit card because they still want to get the sale. If they're like, this is the only way we're gonna get a sale, yeah, we'll definitely set up the credit card system. So we're all like, you know, we're all subject to this. The stores are going to get hit with the charges because they know we're going to use it. So they have to raise their prices to offset these charges, right? Otherwise, their profits are down ever since the credit card came out, like, I think 60 years ago or 1950 or whatever it was, 70 years ago. But on the flip side, you know, we're getting rewards, but yeah, we're just trying to get rewards back because we are using the credit card. And if the store's prices are higher anyways, why wouldn't I just, it's like a cycle, right? Like a catch-22.
And I think that's part of the reason why Dave Ramsey is against the credit card, because he, like, just ethically, like, should we be buying and contributing to this system?
Right.
But it's hard. No, you don't want to, but it's hard when you're getting jacked as a result.
If we, and there are some people out there like Dave Ramsey and his team and people that probably do this, right? If we've had these discussions, like maybe even spiritually, like I don't like feeding into the system that just rakes money off of every transaction. Like here's the credit card company just sitting there making money off everyone who just is trying to go and spend money. Like if the credit card was gone, we would just use cash and we wouldn't be feeding some other person who's just leeching off of us, right? Now, I don't want to say they're evil. They're not evil, right? I have a friend who works for a credit card company, right? A lot of good things, good people, all that. But it's just like this is how our system is right now in America and around most of the world, for that matter. But the only way to turn it around would be to start using the debit card or check where there's no charges, right? But if we do it, this is the conversation we have, it's like, it's not even going to make a difference, right? You would need like a Reddit forum going where you have massive, like, I don't know, 120 million Americans like stop using the credit card to actually make an impact. If I just do it, here's the problem. Like if I just do it, unless it's like I do it because God says do it, like, you know, this is not really a great finance system, we're not going to win this battle. Like, you know, we're not going to get the rewards. So we'll basically be out the rewards. Everyone else will keep getting the rewards. We'll be taking on the premiums that stores have to charge for these items or a gas station, because that's how the system is. So we would just lose. It's tough. It's a losing system.
So what do? Give us your thoughts at #LifeTalks_Bramo.
We'll be checking back.
Ciao, ciao.